No video today. This one's mine. Okay, bye. Fine. Come in. I'll show you around. Welcome back to Preservation Travels with Lane and Kevin. Here we are again in beautiful Natchez, Mississippi. This time we're 4 doors down from our own house, Miss Pearl. So welcome to our neighborhood, the Clifton Heights Addition, listed as a National Historic District. And we're here to show you an incredible home today. So come inside and let's take a look at this stunning example of turn of the century architecture. When I said to you couldn't have this house because I want it, I was completely serious. We see hundreds of these beautiful homes, but every once in a while I step into one and go, yeah, this is just the right house for me. I love this home. And part of the reason is it has just the right amount of fixer-upper projects that need to be done to turn it back into the jewel that it could be, but it retains so much of its original beautiful architectural element. During Reconstruction in the South, a lot of towns were struggling financially. Individuals had lost everything that they owned because, of course, they had been in the Confederacy. They had invested in Confederate bonds, Confederate money, and had lost everything once that government was disbanded. One of the things that kept Natchez, Mississippi vital, vibrant, and moving forward during that Reconstruction period was the large Jewish community that they had here. And the Clifton Heights neighborhood was built almost entirely by the Jewish residents of Natchez, Mississippi. We have about 6 blocks that direction an absolutely exquisite Jewish temple. Sadly, over the years, the Jewish community intermarried with the Protestant community, and so now the congregation of that temple is down to about 3 families. But the temple has been donated already to the Historic Natchez Foundation, so it will go into good hands and be in excellent care for the long run. The Clifton Heights Addition is historically very, very significant here in Natchez, Mississippi. And this house is not only a part of that historic district, it's individually listed on the National Register. Now, I haven't had a chance to review the National Register listing yet, but I have a feeling one of the things that got it listed on the register is the beautiful cast iron work that surrounds both the upper and lower balconies of this house. Very, very unusual here in Natchez. I don't know that I've seen another residential property that features that. Of course, we see it a lot in the homes in New Orleans, and we do see it in some commercial buildings downtown here in Natchez. We don't see it on our residences, and this home retains all of its gorgeous cast iron on the exterior. Let's take a look at some of the special features here on the inside of the home. Here in the beautiful entryway, you have these gorgeous plaster coved ceilings. You have your original gesso picture mold that's embossed, stunning. You've got your original front door and your beautiful lidded glass windows. This is a magnificent space. I love this paneled stairway. Now, were this my home, this white paint would have to come off. The woodwork in this house is glorious. You know that underneath this white paint is probably oak. So somebody take this off. Underneath foot are gorgeous heart pine floors. Let's take a look at the main living area. Here we are in the formal parlor, a huge space filled with tons of natural light, and you cannot beat the view out these front windows. This street looks like a set from a classic Hollywood film. It doesn't look like a real place. It is an absolute dream, and you can see it out of the 3 windows of this 2-story bay. From the exterior, you might think this is a tower, but it doesn't architecturally fit exactly into that tower definition. So what we actually have is a 2-story bay that's topped with its own roof. And I love how the coved ceiling in this bay functions. It's an absolutely beautiful element. We also again have original picture rails, embossed gesso, and this gorgeous columned oak mantelpiece. Now, Were this my home, we'd have to find some appropriate tiles to replace this surround. You have a beautiful opening into the formal entryway, which gives us a feeling of openness, of airiness, and stunning 12-foot ceilings. And behind me, of course, an enormous pocket door. You know, one of my favorite things in these old homes. Let's take a look at the dining room.
This episode is brought to you by Monk Pack. Monk Pack offers low-sugar, keto-friendly bars that are plant-based, gluten-free, and non-GMO. They're the perfect snack for anyone who's trying to eat better or cut back on sugar and carbs without sacrificing taste. Monk Pack Keto granola bars and nut and seed bars contain 1 gram of sugar or less, 2 to 3 grams of net carbs, and each bar contains 150 calories or less. Monk Pack bars have an amazing chewy texture and come in delicious flavors like sea salt dark chocolate and caramel sea salt. I'm going to take one to Lane now because she's getting kind of hangry while she's sewing.
Lane, I have something for you.
What?
It's a little snack.
Are you handing me food?
It's a Monk Pack snack.
Why are you handing me a Monk Pack snack?
Because you're hangry.
I'm hangry at my sewing machine because it's not working. Do I need to eat?
Yes, you need to eat.
Well.
That's what Monk Pack is good for.
There you go. That will help. Will it help my sewing machine?
Maybe.
Want to get 20% off your next order of Monk Pack? Well, go to monkpack.com and enter code RESTORATION at checkout, or click the link below.
Gorgeous formal dining room. More of these amazing coved ceilings. I am in love with these. Again, picture rail, this time slightly simpler in form. We have all of our original baseboards and trim. This home sits right at a transitional period in architecture. I don't know the build date on this one yet. I'm assuming somewhere right around 1900 to 1909, from the transition from high Victorian style to a slightly more neoclassical revival style. You'll see here we have a matching oak mantelpiece to the living room, and someone in the 1950s or 60s put matching black tiles all around it. I'd love to, again, expose that and put some original style tile. I made a rhyme. Back in this spot. But you can see those neoclassical influences coming into this space with the parsed down surround, the parsed down trim, and yet we still have these high baseboards everywhere. Now, the mirror behind me says not for sale. I know they had an estate sale here to liquidate the possessions of the former owner. I sure would want that to come with the house, so maybe you can negotiate that in. Let's go down the hall and see the kitchen. So before we make our way into the kitchen, there are a couple things you have to see. One of them is the incredible double door behind me with this stunning arched window on top of it, high paneled with a gorgeous view to the side courtyard. And then down these stairs to what would normally be a mildewy, musty basement is actually a full apartment, completely ready to go. So need a little extra income? There's an apartment, or a space for your teenage children when they want to escape or you want to escape them. Now, let's look at the kitchen. This kitchen space is enormous. It's enormous for a house of this age. Now, I know that a lot of you are going to look at this kitchen and think, oh, it needs to be gutted and completely redone. But if you really stop to take a look at it, there are some excellent elements here. These are solid wood cabinets, beautiful cabinets. Put a little oil on them, they're ready to go. Now, vintage kitchen style is coming back in hard. And this is a vintage KitchenAid double oven. I mean, I might consider keeping it. I don't know about you, but overall a beautiful functional kitchen with a fireplace in it. So cozy. Right off of it, there's a gorgeous breakfast room, and the breakfast room has a view of the pool and the stunning backyard. So whatever you chose to do with this space, keep it as it is, give it a little bit of an update or a complete overhaul. It's a beautiful, huge space with a ton of potential. Come across the way. So we've only had one other home that we've shown you that had designated servants' quarters, and that was the home in Fort Smith, Arkansas that we showed you. This home also has designated servants' quarters, and I'm standing in the downstairs servants' quarters now. We have what would have been a bedroom and then their own bathroom. And there's access to the servant stairs right out the door behind our little cameraman up to the second story, and then there's a secondary maid's bedroom up there. So this home was built with the intention of having live-in servants and then having their own space. Now, what would this space be good for? It's not yet really plumbed for it. There is a gas connection, but this looks like a magnificent laundry room to me. And in this bathroom, you have the top of an original Victorian marble sink. So another great space. Let's look upstairs. Here we are in the upstairs landing. You'll see again these gorgeous picture rails made of gesso embossed with a floral pattern. This makes me laugh. I have to point it out because this is something I would do. Somebody thought it was going to be a great idea to stencil this huge hallway with this damask pattern. Got done with this wall and went, nope, that's too much. That's what we're going to keep. But again, your original plaster walls, all you need is a skim coat, and your damask stencil is gone. Let's take a look in this first front bedroom that has access to the front porch. Well, I love this room. It's not the largest of the bedrooms, but look at what it has behind me. Not only does it have stunning 11-foot ceilings, again with its original picture mold, all of its moldings in place, all of its original windows, all of its gorgeous wavy glass. Look at what it has. Hang on. Like butter. This is the front bedroom in the upstairs. This is the upper room that has the bay, the front bay that you see from the exterior. So it gives a feeling of great depth to this room. You'll also see we have another gorgeous oak mantelpiece, very similar to the ones downstairs, just a bit less monumental in scale. Tiles are missing from this surround again, but I know exactly where I could find some. I have a friend who deals in those. Something else this house has that very few of this age do is a number of very large closets, several of them with built-in mirrors. So you've got space to store everything you need without having to worry about where are you going to build closets. Let's go next door. This is an incredible main bedroom. For this period home, we have an ensuite bath. How is that even possible? In this space, you'll see we have another gorgeous mantle. This one in maple, bird's eye maple, no less, with these beautiful, beautiful blue tiles in the surround. Double closets, 11-foot ceilings, more of that original picture rail. Come into this bathroom with me and let me show you one of the most fun bathrooms I've ever seen, and one that really shows that even in the probably 60s or 70s, the people who own this home were already thinking about how do we modernize but keep the original details intact. Come see. I love this quirky little bathroom, and there is very little I would change about it. You have to look at the incredible floor. Again, very typically 1960s. The wall tile, the floor tile, very, very typical 50s, 60s tile. But this magnificent piece could very easily be original to this house. And they understood when they expanded and remodeled the bathroom, you wanted to keep this beautiful original feature. I have only ever seen a few other examples of this marble surround with a built-in mirror. We actually have one at our house at home that I absolutely love. But would this piece alone be worth me buying this house for? Sure would. So if you buy this house, you're not allowed to change this bathroom. Sorry. Well, remember when I told you there was a maid's bedroom upstairs as well? Here we are, the very back of the upstairs. The access to the servant stairs is just outside this door, and you can tell from the very diminutive size of this fireplace, the insert, the surround. This was never meant to be a public space. It was never meant to be used by family or by company. This was to accommodate a live-in servant. I do love these original tiles on the hearth. I'd love to find a few more to put up here around the surround, but this is a great space. And right off of it, we have a utility room. This is where the laundry room is at this point. But it does have beautiful diamond paned windows and a view of the pool and the Mississippi River. So I love staying in this space. Come across and see the cute little vintage bathroom we have at the end of the hall. At the end of the hall, we have a full bath with more 1950s tile, this time in a yellow pattern. Another delightful vintage bathroom for those of us who love vintage tile. At the end of the hallway, you have a second-story balcony that leads to the servant stairs. But off of this balcony, you have a view of the pool, the neighborhood, and the mighty Mississippi. Usually I follow the rules. I mean, like almost always I follow the rules. Sometimes I don't follow the rules. And sometimes when there's a sign on the door that says do not open, I assume that that does not apply to me. And so I opened the door, found the stairs to the attic, and found a completely finished space up there. So come see what could be an incredible playroom. This beautiful property was recently leased. However, it is still for sale. So if you're a serious buyer and you think this is the home for you, it is available for $495,000, and you can find more information by contacting the realtor in the description below. Can you see little Pearl in the background? She's literally right there. So thank you for joining us on Preservation Travels with Lane and Kevin here on our own street in Natchez, Mississippi, sending you well wishes and lots of love from the second story balcony of this beautiful lady. See you next time.